In this video, we're going to talk about the brand new Nintendo Switch that just got released, the Nintendo Switch Oled. Let's get right into it. What's up guys, Hybrid Mongoose here and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be a first impressions video of the new Nintendo Switch Oled, which just came out this last Friday. And I, for one, have been waiting forever for this Switch to come out. And the first thing I will say is this Switch is not for everybody. This is a Switch that only certain people are going to want. The people that I don't think this Switch is for is anybody that has a Gen 2 Switch, the red box Switch, which has the newer CPU, which greatly increased the battery life, as well as if you play in docked mode. If you play mainly in docked mode, there's really no reason to switch to this new OLED version. My very first pro on why you should get the OLED is the screen. This screen is so much different. The OLED it's got so much more vivid color. The darks are much darker. It is amazing. Honestly, if you play in handheld, or even if you play 50-50, you may want to consider it just for the screen alone. If you play in dock mode on either Switch, you really don't have a reason to even buy this at this point. But for me, I play mostly in handheld, so this was huge for me. And I have a Gen 1 Switch, which I just recently put out there. I replaced the battery because the battery life was horrible. So I'm not even getting version 2 battery life because I have the older CPU. Plus, I play mostly in handheld. So this is like, I was all for this upgrade. And it's funny because a lot of people think this is overhyped, or, you know, maybe you're just like, whatever, it's exactly the same. No matter what your opinion is, this Switch has been selling like crazy. And I mean, maybe it's scalpers. There might be scalpers that are, because if I look at the Facebook marketplace right now and you know, look at my area, there's probably like 25 Switches for sale like right now. I don't think they're going to be in demand as high as like a PlayStation 5 or a, you know, Xbox Series X. It's just silly that all these scalpers nowadays, it's actually kind of disgusting. Another pro is the battery life. Like I said, I had a Gen 1 Switch. Battery life is not good, and I believe the OLED version has even a little bit better battery life than a version 2 Switch as well, the red box Switch. So it just has a slightly better battery, which is good. The next is the dock, which the dock is really good. It has a built-in Ethernet port now. I like that the back just comes off because if you have thicker cables, it's hard to get all those cables in there. So I actually just took mine off. I definitely am happy I got the white color because I really wanted the white one. I know it's just so it's like it really stands out. Like this is the new Switch right here. Transferring everything over was a breeze for me. Getting everything over. I'm still gonna keep my Gen 1 Switch. So let's start with why the bad things about the Switch. One thing that you're gonna realize is the accessories. It is a 1 millimeter bigger, so it doesn't work with any of the grips. It doesn't work with the grip I found. I have the fixture mount for the Pro controller. That was my favorite accessory, and it's kind of worthless now because the actual new OLED Switch will not fit in it. It's just too big to fit. I did have one mount that for the Pro controller that did work. It does work, so I'm using that right now. But man, I'm so sad because I had like the perfect little travel box to travel with. I don't like using the Joy-Cons or a grip. I like to use the Pro controller and then have like a mount on the Pro controller to put the Switch. And I usually travel with Joy-Cons, but they're usually not even attached to the Switch. I mainly play with the Pro controller in that way. I know it weighs a little bit more, but if you get the balance right, it actually works really good. So that is the one thing to look out for. I had 2 docks, third-party docks, and I will say with a disclaimer, you know, they say that they can brick your Switch. So far, that hasn't happened to me, even with the first gen Switch. I had an Insignia Best Buy one that worked the whole time, and then I had another travel like little dock thingy that I would actually use as well. Both of those, when you plug in the new OLED Switch, it got 480p, would not switch to 1080p. I had a newer AC adapter dock in one. I know you guys have seen those before. I'll leave a link in the description. That thing is awesome. It does work with the OLED, and I made my little makeshift dock out of that for my bedroom. The new dock goes in the living room. My old dock is up here for recording Switch games. So, you know, if you don't have an official dock, it may or may not work with your Switch. That's one thing to look out for. If you have a satisfied grip or any of the other grips that were very tight fitting, it may not work with that either. Chances are it's probably not going to. It might work with some of the cases that you have, as long as it doesn't involve a grip of some sort, because a lot of the times you can buy the grip with the actual carrying case in one. If you have something like that, it's probably not going to work because it won't fit in the grip. So I know Satisfy is coming out with a new one, a version 3. I'm waiting for them to put out the bundles with an actual case and all that, and I'll probably end up picking one of those up. And also Fixture Gaming, man, that hinge was so good. They need to put out another one of those because that was my favorite accessory ever, and I can't wait for that to come. I'm sure they'll make another one, but yeah, so accessories, you're probably gonna have to buy a new case, probably gonna have to buy a new this or that, whatever. So that's the main downside. Do you actually want to buy this or not? It's really up to you. If you don't play in handheld, you play in dock mode, no matter what Switch you have, you shouldn't buy it. If you mainly play with a Switch Lite, you're probably going to want to get this, honestly. Me, for instance, you guys know I had a Gen 1 Switch that I kept this entire time. I replaced the battery. I even replaced the Joy-Con analog because one of the analog sticks got Joy-Con drift, and I fixed that as well. So I've been kind of hobbling along here, waiting for this Switch to come out. So I was ecstatic for this new Switch. So I'm hoping you guys can make a decision based on what I have given you guys here. That is going to do it for the video, guys. If you like the video, hit that like button. If you dislike it, hit the dislike button. Comment down below, are you going to get this Switch? Do you actually own this Switch? Are you going to pass on this Switch? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.